So this is a tutorial for Jack Johnson's song Fragments. First things first, we are in drop D tuning, okay? It's very important. The other tutorials out there don't mention this or don't focus on this, but it is very important because that's how he gets his full sound on the D chord. Okay? There are 5 chords in this entire song, the first of which is traditional D major shape. So 2, 3, 2, and the rest are open. So open, 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 2, 3, 2. The next chord is a G chord, okay, and there's a different shape to this one. Your ring finger is on the 5th fret of the low E string. Your pinky finger is on the 5th fret of the D string. Your middle finger is on the 4th fret of the G string, and your pointer finger is barring the top 2 strings, the B and the E string, and it's barring them at the 3rd fret. Okay, so what happens is your ring finger mutes the A string. Okay, so that when you strum it, it sounds like this. Okay, so again, that's 5, muted, 5, 4, 3, 3. That is the G chord. The next chord is the A chord, and it looks just like the G chord, but it is 2 frets higher. Okay, so you keep the same shape with the ring finger on the 7th fret now, the pinky finger on the 7th fret of the D string, again with the A string being muted by your ring finger overlapping it. Your middle finger is on the 6th fret of the G string, and your pointer finger is barring the B and the E string at the 5th fret. Okay, so this one sounds like this when you strum it. 7 barred, 7, 6, 5, 5. The other chords that are in this song is a B minor, so this is just a traditional barred shape, which it is 2 on the A, 4 on the D, 4 on the G, 3 on the B, and 2 on the E. Okay, just regular barred B minor shape. Sounds like this. You do not play the low D string. And the next chord is a C chord, which is very convenient if you just bar it right here. And you just play these center 4 strings. So it's 3 on the A, 5 on the D, 5 on the G, 5 on the B. So it sounds like this. Okay, and those are all the chords that are in this song. So there's only 5. It's a pretty simple song if you look at it just chord-wise. But next we're going to get into the riffs that he plays. So I call this, the first one that you hear in the beginning, I'm going to call that riff 1, okay? And it sounds like this. I'll play it full speed. Okay? So when we break that down, start with your ring fingers on the B string. On the B string, it's on the 3rd fret. Okay? And it goes 3, 2. And on the right hand, you're finger picking with your right ring finger. So 3, 2, open. So 3, 2, open. And after that, there's a hammer on. You use your middle finger to hammer on onto the 2nd fret of the B string. So when you put that together, it sounds like this. Okay, and after that, you put your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and I pluck this with my middle finger. So when you string all that together, it sounds like this, played real slow. That is riff 1, okay? Riff 2 is very similar to riff 1. However, you don't end on this second fret on the G string. So it sounds, the beginning half is identical. So 3, 2, open hammer on, open. And you end on the open G string. So riff 2 sounds like this. And again, I'm plucking the G string with my middle finger. Riff 3 is the simplest of all of them. It sounds like this. He plays this right before he gets into the chords for the solo part. It's a little minor part, but I think it sounds nice when you throw it in. Again, so riff 3 is 3, 2 on the B string, 3, 2, and then you slide up from the second fret on the G string up to the 4th fret. So second, up to the 4th. Second, up to the 4th. So when you put it together, nice and slow, it sounds like this. So those are riffs 1, 2, and 3, and we'll repeat them later on as we get into the order of the song. So the intro starts off with riff 1. And the picking pattern that I was able to discern after I slowed the song down and listened to each of the notes that he was hitting, I think I have what best replicates his technique. So it goes, he hits the bass note, and then he hits the, you're in your D chord shape. So he hits the bass, and then he comes up on the G, which is fretted at the 2nd fret. So it sounds like this. And he adds a palm mute slap hybrid kind of thing in there. So that sounds like this. And as he mutes it, he's focusing mainly on these top 4 strings, not so much the lower strings. There's not much of a bass when he mutes it. It's more of a treble mute. So when we put that together, it sounds like this. It's bass up mute. Okay? And the last note in that chord is he comes back up and plays the D string, which is open. So it sounds like... So slow that down. So bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D. So as you get better at this, and you begin to play at full speed, it flows together quite nicely, so it sounds like this. We take that same picking pattern and we bring it up to the G chord, which is again, actually, we'll rewind. So we go riff 1 and then the D and then riff 2 and then the G. So it sounds like this, really slow. So riff 1. So he plays that D chord 3 times, and then he goes into riff 2. goes into the G chord, and he keeps the same picking and scratching pattern. We're playing with a different shape now. So it's bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D. Okay? So riff 2 into the G sounds like this, really slow. Bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D. All right? So when you play those two together, it sounds like this. From there you go back into riff 1 and D. Then riff 2, G. And then you slide up into the A. So we'll do riff 2, G, and then slide up into the A. Play the G twice, and then you slide up into the A. So the picking pattern is the same for playing the A chord. Bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D, bass, G, slap, D. Okay? And then it slides back down into the G, and then back up into the A. So the intro and the first verse are the same in terms of chord progression. The second verse, he goes back and forth between the G and the A, and the G and the A, and the G and the A. And I have all that written in the description down below this video. So just follow the chords that I have written there, and that should be enough. The chorus, or excuse me, the solo part, that is 3 chords: the D, and then the B minor, and then the C. And so it's hard to tell what he's doing with the rhythm guitar during all this, because the solo, the lead guitar kind of drowns it out. But if you keep just a basic picking and scratching pattern, I think it sounds pretty nice. So the end of the verse goes like this. And then riff 3. So again, we'll play that really quick. And then from there you go into the D. B minor, and then C. And to end the lead part, last bit, he goes like this. Instead of going to the C, he goes back into riff 1. So it sounds like this, the last section of the solo. And then back into the D. So hopefully that helps. Read the description. I hope I'm not running over time, and thanks for watching.